Okay. It should be... We should be working now. It should be better. Okay. So now I have fixed the live chat. So it is a new live chat, but hopefully my picture is better. I know it's a little darker, but the camera quality is just a lot better because it's not my computer camera. It is my camera. Actually, let me make it a little brighter so we can all actually like see things, right? Oh, so much better. Okay, there we go. Welcome to my life, right? Okay, so the live chat is open and I was just hopping on to kind of allow people to ask questions. Yes, here I is, Lex. Here I is. Because we have a lot going on going into February, and I'm kind of, as I've said like 100 times, not that this is like, this doesn't go for the collective, but like Capricorns have been getting slammed, especially if you're a Capricorn Rising. I'm a Capricorn Rising, and so if you have heavy Capricorn placements, we have Pluto in Capricorn, and it's in the last 2 years of a 16-year cycle. And so you're coming into like these really big realizations about how you want to transform self, how you present yourself, how you show up for yourself, right? And then we also have Venus retrograde coming to an end on the 29th. And let's see what other astrology we have going on right now, because I just wanted to kind of hang with you guys. I wanted to talk with you guys. I wanted to see how everybody's doing, because I know it's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now. I don't know why this isn't. Okay, we're just gonna go to my other app because this one doesn't want to work for me lately. Okay, so let's go to the current chart. So we have the Sun in Aquarius, the Moon in Scorpio, and Mercury retrograding. And I think in February, is it February 3rd or is it February 10th? Hello, my dears. Let me zoom in on the chat over here because I can actually I have 2 different screens and I'm blind as a bat because I don't have my glasses on. And in February, it's going to feel like the new year's actually starting and like things are actually moving forward because all the planets are finally going to be direct. And so right now we have Mercury, Venus, and Mars all in Capricorn. We have the Sun in Aquarius, the Saturn in Aquarius. We also have the Midheaven in Capricorn. This represents like individuality, outward expression of your energies. It's referred to as like ego identity, if you're not familiar with what the Midheaven is. Lex, this is actually the app that you showed me, so I'm living on this thing, Time Passages, so shout out to Lex for coming in clutch. But let's look at the aspects we have going on. So this is for today, the 26th. We have the Moon trine Neptune, Venus trine Uranus, Venus square Chiron. Chiron's the wounded healer, and Chiron's been playing like a huge role in the collective since, what was it, like last year? Just because it was hanging out in Aries for a really long time, and Aries is the sign of self, right? And now it's in this square with Venus, and so it literally says with Venus square or opposite Chiron, it's possible that relationship wounds could come up and reveal hidden issues that have been long walled away. Early problems regarding how and why we relate to others might present themselves. It can bring up patterns of behavior more conscious and ultimately lead to acceptance and deep healing. So this is why we were talking about that distorted feminine energy for so long, because this has been a collective energy. It's been this energy of we need to release like unhealthy attachments and its old ways of being, its old ways of hello my dear, hi everybody. Eventually I will start like actually putting stuff on my face so I don't look like this. Exactly. Yeah. And so I was reading those pictures you sent me, Lex, about that, and I thought that was crazy. Um, in regards to like the other topic you brought up. I'm not going to bring that up here. I personally don't like talking about um the that thing that is in the world right now because I just don't like giving life to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not going to pay no mind to it. I'm just going to mind my business and stay in my high vibe kind of thing. Thank you, my dear. Thanks, guys. But yeah, that thymus chakra, you and I talked about that a long time ago, actually, about like the beating on it, because I was talking about like shamanic drumming and like the two beat, the heartbeat. When you beat on that chakra right between the throat and the heart, it's allowing like that freedom of expression, but also like that connection, that creativity. That's just crazy. It's crazy. There's so much going on right now. Okay, but anyway, back to this astrology really quick, because this is kind of what I want to talk about. Because we have two trines today, and trines are really supportive energies. And one of the trines actually with Neptune and the moon. So it's your higher consciousness energy, it's your emotions. And then you have it with the unknown, like the intuition, right? So the moon symbolizes instinctive awareness, and Neptune is a planet of sympathy and faith. With the moon trine or sextile Neptune, there's cooperation between emotions and the sense of idealism, right? So this is what we've been talking about in regards to, like, I hold myself at this caliber, right? And wait, I set that bar, that idealistic perception of myself, like what I should reach, what I should obtain. Wait, that means that I can be compassionate and gentle with myself, emotions, and realize that I can reset that bar, right? It's finding that balance. That's that healthy feminine energy that we're moving into, okay? Everyone's feeling in tune with cosmic awareness today and is sensitive to the awareness of others, both positive and negative. And okay, so this is really weird. So as soon as I read that, I don't know why, like I got this like boom. Yeah, that's a thing. Boom, that's how I would describe it. This is the need to like practice like shielding, like understanding like the more aware I become of what's really mine and what's not mine, the more I'm able to have healthier relationships with the people in my life, right? Is this person's tone, attitude, and demeanor right now about me? Most likely no. Most likely, homie woke up on the wrong side of the bed. That had nothing to do with me, right? It's something that is going on in their mind. At the end of the day, we can control ourselves, our emotions, our thoughts, our energy, right? Our demeanor, what we take action on. And it's this learning that as much as you might be in that energy, I'm going to hold space for you, right? Like I'm going to hold space for you. And I understand that you might be struggling right now. And I'm just going to hold space for you. Holding space and carrying weight are two different things though, right? So holding space is like, this is my energetic bubble. And then I'm also creating a space that I can have for the other people in my life, right? For the collective, for the people that I care for. Hello, my dear. And from there, you're realizing that, wow, like that person's going through what they're going through and I'm going through what I'm going through, but it does not mean that I need to carry the weight of their struggle because it's not my responsibility to carry that, but I can gladly hold space for that individual. It's understanding how to use that higher power to really channel it for yourself and for others, for the collective good. It's funny because the next sentence is an extraordinary ability to tap in one's intuition as possible, as well as the potential to feel compassion for another person's suffering. Your imagination and fantasy life will likely be stirred. Okay. That's kind of funny. And then you have Venus and a strong trine with Uranus. Trine with Uranus. Uranus is the, hello my dears. Uranus is the like awakening energy. It's tapping into this higher consciousness state. but it's kind of like this rebellion energy at the same time. So like for instance, like honestly, if you asked me like 5 months ago to go live on camera without any makeup on, I would have been like, oh my god, no, like I care so much what people think. And then I'm Capricorn Rising and Pluto, you know, I'm 28, I'm going through my Saturn return, so like all this stuff's happening in my mind. I'm just kind of got to this place like I don't give a shit. Like I am who I am and I like who I am. I like my skin, you know, and whatever, it is what it is. People are going to judge, but as long as I don't attach to that judgment, to that opinion, it won't affect my energy, right? It won't affect me, because we give life to what we give power to. And if I don't give any power to those things, then it's not going to affect how I view myself and what I attract into my reality, right? And so that's Uranus playing a really big role too. It's like this rebellion energy, but rebellion not in this negative connotation that's attached to it, but in this relationship of rebelling to your own old ways of being, right? Transforming your own rule book, breaking outside your own boundaries, shifting into a higher state that allows you to be free of the chains that you might have put yourself in, okay? So with Venus in a strong trine with Uranus, Venus is going to be finances, luxuries, beauty, self-care, relationships, obviously. So Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and money, and Uranus, the planet of revolution. With Venus trine or sextile Uranus, everyone feels excitement affecting their love, nature, and social expression. Sudden magnetic attraction becomes the norm. Sticking to a routine is less enjoyable than fitting around. It says flitting around. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Since the urge for liberation is strong, right? It's this need to understand that if internally you want to break free, like I want to go do these things, I want to be over here, I want to go explore, I want to travel, I want to be this kind of person, I want to do this on social media. If you want to do those things, your feminine energy is giving life to that thought, but your masculine energy needs to take action on it, right? So those are the strong aspects for today. And then the medium, we have the sun sextile Chiron too. The sun is the planet of vitality, right? Solar plexus, the ability to say that I can. That's funny, Lex. Or it's just normal, right? Don't give life to it, though. Just don't give life to it. The things that you're rebelling against. I'm so excited for you guys to see my absolute complete weirdness of this new Lead by Light series video I have coming out. I think it's Friday. I have it scheduled for. But there you'll see like the kind of like the breaking of my own chains, right? And that to me is a liberating feeling, like speaking like that to myself and my own reality and my own life. It's really liberating. Anyway, so that'll be up for you in a few days. The sun is the planet of vitality, Chiron, wounded healer. It's healing and acknowledgement of concealed trauma, right? We've been beating a dead horse with that one. The sun, trine, or sextile Chiron. There's a light shining on renewal and deep healing. Everyone could be becoming more aware of their deeper issues today and might begin to see where they have been wounded from long-wearied past events. Profound healing is eventually possible, but must begin with acceptance of what is here, right? And it's this kind of mentality of, I see it, but do I accept it, right? I see these toxic tendencies, but do I accept it? So perfect example, like I'll put myself on blast. I don't even care. I was going through it with my person, right? And I was reading this article about mentally and emotionally abusive relationships, not because I thought our relationship was like that, but just to kind of, like, I'm just always researching stuff about like psychology, and I stumbled upon this. And I was just looking at these tendencies because in my home growing up, I had been exposed to those kinds of tendencies through my parents, right? And I was like, I know that that was my dog. If you heard that, that was my dog. I know that these behaviors are learned. So like, what extent does this spectrum really go? Like, do you really, so perfect example would be like narcissism, right? Like so many people are like, that's such a triggering word because in the collective, there is this negative connotation with narcissism. And if you were to really research it and, I'll go over that in a second. The masculine, feminine. Yeah, I'll go over that in a second. If you were to really research narcissism and just detach from that label, get rid of it, you're going to see that a lot of narcissistic traits are traits of someone who's been wounded, of traits of someone who's been hurt, that has just literally jumped to an excessive end of a spectrum, that they project so much hurt and pain that they're sabotaging constantly, just constantly sabotaging. And but it comes when you can start to look at things and detach from labels and detach from these collective perspectives and ways of perceiving. I put way too much primer on my hand. I'm just going to be honest with you, because I was like, what is all over me right now? It's going to make your healing process so much easier, because it's not that we are attached to thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm a bad person. It's that most of the time we're attached to the label and what we've associated with that label. Like, oh my gosh, am I narcissistic? Oh my gosh, am I emotionally abusive? Instead of just saying like, okay, I have a tendency of wanting to run. I have a tendency of wanting to be passive aggressive and wanting to play tit for tat with my partner, because I learned that in my childhood from my parents, right? If you do me wrong, oh, I'm going to do you wrong, right? Do you know that is emotional abuse? Do you know that blocking your person's phone number when you just like don't want to talk to them like all the time, like taking away that communication from them, is considered a form of emotional abuse, because you're disregarding their own emotional needs. You're taking away from the ability to communicate and resolve the conflict, right? It's control. It's control. Well, I'm taking control of the situation in an excessive form by cutting you off, by blocking you, by not allowing communication. And really what's happening is I'm so hurt that I want to hurt you and not talk to you. Because if you really just wanted space, why not just simply say, I need space right now, and I think it's best that we don't talk right now because I don't have it in me to work from a place of positivity, and anything I say right now is probably going to do more damage than good. Right? It's just being honest with yourself and just removing from the labels. Like, labels are just freaking ugh. Horrible. Yeah, the word narcissism, that's why I'm really hesitant to like say it in my readings, because people, like, when you say that word, people are like, oh my god, latch, and they like want to squeeze onto it for dear life. Like, I have an excuse to hate this person and think that they're horrible and toxic. And I was about to go on a tangent, but I'm just not going to, because it's probably actually gonna, yeah. Collective ain't ready. They just ain't ready. They ain't ready. But I would educate yourself on what narcissism really is before you go and start thinking like it's a horrible thing, because people are just really attached to the label, and everything has a spectrum. Like, I say that about people all the time. Like, as nice and kind, as loving as someone can be, they can be just as nasty, because it's duality. It's duality, baby. And someone's just doing something in excess, and things in excess are things that no longer serve us, or things that we need to find balance and moderation, temperance in, right? We absorb energies. Narcissism is just a formation of energy. If we don't understand energy, then we won't understand who we take on the environment, who we take on the environments around us. Yeah, but I would love to know what kind of plant Frank is. What is this called? Yeah, so this is a propagated portion of Frank that I did the other day, because Frank is turned into a monster. That's Frank over there. If you want to see all of Frank, I'll show you all of Frank, because Frank's a big boy. He's huge. Whoop, my ring light almost fell. Let me tilt this down. That's Frank. Frank's actually a lot bigger than that, though. He's on the floor, so we had to hang him up. And then I propagated him, and I have another one of him downstairs. Not a philodendron. What is it? Why am I blanking on his name right now? He's like such a common plant. It's like they're like impossible to kill. What are they called? Yeah. Okay. What is this called? I know it starts with a P. Popular. Dan, 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 dan. Okay, hold on. Hold on. It is a. Yeah, it is a philodendron. Okay, I'm not. Wait, no. Is it? I think it's of that family. It's either that or a pothos. No, it's not. It's not pothos because that's an ivy. I'm pretty sure it's a philodendron. Philodendron. Let's get a picture of it. Philodendron. Wow, phone. Just oh, it's the primer. I was like, why are you not typing? No, it's not. That's huge. I thought it was part of that family. I can't remember. I've had it for probably 4 years, and that's why I have 3 different pots of it now. Kenya, I would love to know what time zone. I'm in Eastern time zone. Yeah, I'm in Eastern time zone. I'm typing in easy houseplants because that's exactly what it is. It's an easy houseplant. Let's see. Oh, here it is. No, it's pothos. It is a pothos. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I knew it was one of them. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah. It's a pothos. I'll get a little closer for you. That's literally what it looked like when I got it. Focus, focus, boom. And now I have 1, 2. I have 3 of them. Yeah, because this was actually the monster one was original. It was downstairs on my fireplace, and it was like humongo. And just yesterday or the day before, I separated like the vines and the roots. You don't really want to cut the roots. I usually like lay them out, and I'll just slowly like wait till they're dry, and I'll just like roll them really gently until they separate. And they did, and I repotted them because he needed to be repotted. And actually, I had never repotted it in like all the years I've had it. And I've had it since I was there in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. 4 or 5 years. Wow. Yep. Frank Jr. Frank Jr. Yep. I'm more of a succulent kind of person. I got a bunch of succulents. Okay, so let me read some of these. Totally random, but I would love to know. Oh, I just read that. That's funny. Labeling narcissism as just a self-fulfilling. Yep. It's a way to poke at people's wounds. Yeah, because the collective has just attached such a negative perspective on that word to it. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? You're gonna see me with some war paint on my face now. That's okay though. I don't really care. What other questions you guys have? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not promoting anything to anybody underage. Everybody can make their own decisions. So last time I checked, I didn't have any awareness of anybody's age on here, and I'm not responsible for other people's actions. So, toodaloo. Okay. Okay. Hello, my dear. Okay. RBI. Okay, hold on. Give me 2 seconds, guys. It's sad that we even have to deal with this, honestly. Like, this is a prime example of just people who are just wanting to
sell on,
be rude. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Guys, it's okay. Just don't pay it any mind. Okay. There we go. It's so weird. It wasn't giving me the option to block them. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to fix some stuff on my end really quick now. Hello, my dear. I don't know, it's not getting to me. I'm just trying to add them to my block list on here, but it wasn't letting me, which is really weird. So they must have done something to their page, but whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Okie dokie artichokies. Moving on. So, what other questions we got? Oh, masculine and feminine. Yeah, that was a cool one. Masculine, feminine. Whoa, that was on zoomed in on my face, and it was not a nice look. Real quick. Masculine, feminine energy is what we were about to talk about with tarot, right? So masculine and feminine energy is different than gender, right? So we all have masculine and feminine energy. Our feminine energy is the energy that is present. It's the energy that we create our manifestations from, thoughts from, and it is also the energy in which we receive from, right? This is kind of funny to watch me do this on camera. And whereas masculine energy is where we go ahead and take action on those thoughts, those ideas, those manifestations. Now, it is not gender. So it's the yin, the yang, it's the duality within us. And the thing is, we all are primarily more one than the other, right? And I'll use myself as an example. So, for instance, like for the longest time, I thought I was primarily a masculine energy, but then I came to realize that I had just developed a strong masculine shield, meaning that I'm actually really feminine, but I find the need to like protect myself, to do everything myself, to take action on things myself, right? And so just be honest with yourself. Are you really oh, that's so cool. Are you really gentle and more receptive and wanting to embody a feminine energy, or are you naturally more masculine, like wanting to take charge on things, or do you only take charge on things because of wounds? So there's that, just a little segue side note. But masculine energy is very creative. It is ambitious. It is where we build things in the material world, and it is from that energy that we act on our feminine energy, right? And so again, it's not gender, but in order to have a balanced higher self, to be in true alignment, we need to know how to balance our masculine and our feminine energy. So, for instance, like right now, I feel like I'm kind of in a balance of my masculine and feminine because I'm doing what I want to do for myself, but I am kind of working, you know what I'm saying? But I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm just receptive. It's finding that balance, that peace, because feminine energy is present. Masculine energy is focused on moving forward, right? And that is, and I'm that way too, a very masculine energy, but it's to protect myself. Yeah, So, in order to tap into feminine, so I'm so excited for you guys to see this video that I just did. And like honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that I was, how do I want to say this? Because I listened to the book The Four Agreements, and I mentioned that in this video. I had listened to it that morning, and it speaks a lot on how important our language is, right? And how our words affect our reality. Hello, my dears. That's okay. I ain't no makeup guru, and I'm just gonna do what I've been doing it forever. So, and I'm not. No, it's a really good brush. It holds a lot of product in it, so we're good. And I also have a really nice primer on, and I'm not pushing hard. So I'm just smoothing it out so it gets out of my creases. I have more feminine energy, but I'm also embodied more masculine for years, and I'm excited to see your new video. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. But I was watching The Four Agreements, and The Four Agreements is it's an incredible book. I highly recommend checking it out. But it talks a lot about how the first one is like your language, the use of your language, and using your words, and realizing that we're human but also spiritual beings, and the use of our words allows us to, like, I'm not really Wicca, but it's like this idea of like casting spells, right? And white light and dark light. And so like gossip is the perfect example. Like when we gossip, or when we talk poorly about other people, or feel the need to attach to other people's opinions and take things personally and all that jazz, right? It's this energy of we don't need to do that. Like we don't need to do that. We choose to do that, and we choose to do that because it's how we've been programmed to communicate, how we've been programmed to act. And so to be in the feminine is to be accepting and loving and kind to yourself, but also to other people, right? And to understand that we don't always need to be on guard or protecting ourselves, that most of the time, like other people's emotions, sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. What's the name of the book again? The Four Agreements. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on this chat, yo. I feel out of the loop. And so I listened to that, and that helped me get back into my feminine, because it's just this reminder of the way we speak to ourselves, the way we see ourselves is the energy that we attract. But it put it into this perspective that was, it was just refreshing, right? And sometimes we need to take our blinders off and be open to hearing and seeing things in a new way. But for me to get back into my feminine energy, I actually posted an Instagram video on this too, a reel on this the other day. I use my voice, like I do a lot of singing, but I do it with movement and breath. So like I'll do like sun salutations, but I'll do like singing and breath work while I do that. And that brings you back to body, like that brings you home to yourself. And by doing that, you're being present. You're embodying all that you are, and you're loving and appreciating all that you are as you are, right? Yeah. And it's kind of like this releasing attachment to like what people think. Like honestly, like months ago I would have never came on here like with a bralette on, like a crop top on, you know. I would have been like, oh my god, like my shoulders are so broad and people are gonna think like I'm so masculine and like muscular. And I'm like, you know what, I'm athletic and I like my body and I appreciate my body. My body's been through a lot, and it's the one thing that's been here with me through everything, and I'm grateful for it. And I could give two fucks less what anybody says about it, because it's not photoshopped. It's not plastic surgery. It's nothing. It's just me, and I love me. And it's getting to that energy, right? And it's an ebb and flow of coming in and out of that, right? Because there's going to be times when you're like, oh, do I really feel that today? And if I don't, why don't I feel that? Have I attached to something that somebody else said, right? Have I attached to something that was an opinion of somebody else? Have I accepted and allowed myself to believe somebody else's opinion that is really not true for me, but I allowed it to wound me? I allowed it into my energy. We control our thoughts. We control our emotions. We control what we attach to. And that in itself is a really powerful realization and tool. Side note, does anybody else use lipstick for blush? Because I've used lipstick for blush for years, just saying. Okay, and then masculine energy. So let's talk about the fact that I don't want to use this one today. I want to use a later one. So for a really long time, I thought I was primarily masculine, right? And just because like in regards to like astrology, like energetically I might be primarily masculine, doesn't mean that I always want to act in a masculine way. No. I did a lot of like thinking like, why do I feel the need to do things myself? Like, why do I feel the need to have control? Why do I feel the need to not ask for help? Like, why do I feel, I do too. I always use a brush for lipstick. But why do I want to be like so, feel strong, like feel like when I walk into a room that like I captivate it, like that's what I want to do. Like, why do I feel the need to be that kind of presence, right? And for a long time I thought it was just because like I had just had this masculine energy, you know, and I do, and it's a good thing, but I realized I also had it in excess, right? I had this excess of it that was actually there because I wanted to protect myself. I wanted to protect myself from feeling judged or feeling small or feeling like I wasn't enough. And if I was the biggest, strongest, boldest energy in the room, then I was intimidating, right? I was intimidating. And that's what I mean by protective masculine energy. That's what I mean by this need for us to, like, how we connect to masculine energy. Is it really healthy or is it distorted? And for me, it was distorted. Like, it had its healthy, it's like the ego. Like, it could be used in a healthy way, but I wasn't using it in a healthy way. I was using it in a way that was rooted in, like, I don't feel safe, I want to protect myself. And I learned a lot of that actually when I met my now person and came to this like realization that I don't need to sit in that energy all the time. Who gives a crap if they like it or not? You know? Who cares? Because that's that energy of like, well, you're making me uncomfortable because you're taking up too much space, and so I want you to be small. I'm not going to be small for you. It's just not going to happen. I'm never going to be small for you. Ooh. Right? No. I'm not here to play small. I'm not here to like pretend like I don't take up space, because I do take up space, right? And like Lex and I were talking about that actually, because we were talking about our human design, and like, so my human design's like this regal authority figure, and so naturally, like, it was funny because my boyfriend even said this, because we ran into somebody on the street and we got into this conversation about something, and this young woman kept complimenting me and complimenting me, and I could tell that it was her doing it out of like insecurity or like fear of being judged and like wanting me to accept her, and it was like this weird vibe. And I asked him, because it's not the first time that's happened, and it happens a lot, not just in compliments, but like somebody's like energy. And he flat out said to me, he goes, you walking next to you is like walking next to a mayor. It's like, you command a room. And I know it's like an intimidating essence in person. Like on here, I'm a lot more soft. I'm softer here, but in person, definitely like, you need to earn my space. I got a big old bubble. You got to earn being in that bubble. And it took me a long time to understand, like, is that wounded masculine energy? Is that me wanting to protect my energy? Right? And it's kind of questioning yourself like that. That will help you understand, like, what's real for you, what's healthy for you, and what's not. Like, can I be softer and more gentle in person? Yeah. Okay. Learned about biorhythm and how I flow throughout the month when physical, emotional, intellectual, intuition is up or down. Yeah, I found the biorhythm to be a little bit like astrology in a sense. You know, I found it to be like some days it resonated and some days I felt it a few days later, you know? And so for me, when I know I'm out of balance when I feel overstimulated. Overstimulation is like your body's major way of saying, like, you got to go chill out, like, you got to go do this for yourself, like, you need to take space, this is what's of your highest good, right? I forgot where I left off with like all of this. And so Mandalas, what's it say? Mandala said, you playing small doesn't serve the world. Exactly. It does not serve the world. Because, like, think about it. Like, okay, if you were born and brought into, and your soul chose to walk this life, chose to live here, chose to be the person you're being and becoming, why the hell would it want to stay small? Is that going to fulfill the purpose, the lifestyle, the dreams, the aspirations that you have? Most likely not. It's probably going to keep you in this bubble of the ego, of the fear, the limiting beliefs and all that, right? And I don't know. I have that thought a lot. Anytime like I feel like I'm making myself small or I'm not doing what I should be doing, I think honestly back to like my accident, and I'm like, oh my God, I did not like damage my brain and go through all that and come back to life to be here and stop here. I did not do that, right? Like, think about like one of your biggest struggles. Like, did I really go through that to end up here? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You went through it to learn something, to evolve, to grow big, to take up more space, to realize that you're infinite and nobody's going to make you small, right? I'm not going to attach to anybody's thoughts or perceptions about me because it says more about them than it does about me. So, it's really interesting. What else? Talk to me, people. More questions. because it's really quiet in here. And like, I'm doing my makeup so out of order right now just because I'm getting distracted with all these topics. So it's probably not going to come out right, which is okay with me. But what else? I needed to hear this now. Thank you. I just felt bad for my friends who can't be in power with me. But that's the thing. When it comes to that, you hold space. Like, I'll be honest. Like, me and one of my really good friends, I met her in 2012, 2013. And so, yeah, it's been 10 years. And we just stopped being friends the other day. She told me that she had more relief without me in her life this last year, and it is what it is. And I got to this place of just, I was upset about it for that day, and then I was kind of like, cool, this means that either she's upgrading and that's amazing, or it means that I'm attracting relationships that are more aligned with me, right? Because that relationship was full of like power struggles. It was full of like feeling like we were never meeting each other's needs, and love this human being to death and always will. But at the end of the day, like, people are going to grow apart. It just is what it is, you know? It is what it is. And I never thought I would get to this place of just, it might sound really bad, but I just never thought I'd get to the place of like, you know, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Like, just on to the next kind of thing. Like, I'm not upset about it. Like, do what you gotta do, and that's fine. Like, as long as you're happy, that's cool, because I'm gonna find my happiness in my life too, you know? And I think like that is one of the most difficult things for us as humans, is learning to detach from this expectation of like, oh my God, we were friends for 10 years, or like, I've been in this relationship for 7 years, and how am I going to let it go? Like, how do I release this? Like, oh, this is so hard. When is it hard, or are we making it hard because we have this attachment to it? And if we have this attachment to it, what's that attachment really rooted in? You know? I found it really liberating. Don't get me wrong, like, I removed this person from all platforms in my life, like all social media, everything, because to me, energetically, like, if something's done, it's done. It's done. And if it's meant to come back, it's going to come back. I don't have them on any social media. They have my number. If they want to contact me, they can contact me. But they took their space. They said what they want to say. I said what I wanted to say. And now I'm going to take my space and I'm going to move on. Right? And if it's meant to come back together, it's meant to come back together. But if not, it's fine. Same thing with romantic relationships, friendships, money, right? I've been going through this thing with money because, as we all know, Venus is in Capricorn retrograding. And right now would be like the prime time to experience like massive like loss in your finances or massive gain. In February, it's going to like turn into gain and all this stuff. But I've been going through this. I actually learned it. Oh, I've moved my bookcase. I moved it from the book You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. And that book basically explains, like, picture money as if it's a relationship you have, right? Visualize money as something that, like, oh my gosh, I welcome money into my life. Money and I just reconciled. The money's coming back to me. And it helps so much with, like, everything. Like, with all areas of your life. Like, this understanding. Yeah, it's, yeah, we'll talk about judgment in a second. This understanding of, if I picture money as like, I always picture money as like this standing $100 bill with arms that like hugs me, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, we're getting back together. Hello, how are you? And it's this energy of, oh, we're not fighting anymore. Like, we're friends again. And like, you want to be in my life and I want you in my life. And it's like, when you start to see everything like that, like, oh my gosh, my younger self, my pain, my trauma, like, oh my gosh, I love you. Like, it's okay. Like, everything's fine. Like, I got us. And you start to like literally visualize it that way, like hugging money. Like, money wants to be in my life. Like, oh my gosh, this person wants to be in my life. Love, romance, abundance, success, wealth wants to be in my life. and you start to embody that, your frequency is going to shoot up because you're allowing yourself to accept it. You're welcoming it in and you're showing gratitude and love for it, right? Gratitude's like the biggest shift in frequency. I shouldn't say it like that. I find gratitude helps bring manifestations in not only faster, but it allows you to attract a lot more positivity into your life because you're sitting in a higher frequency in yourself. Yo, what just, my little spoolie, it broke. I'm gonna be honest, I don't do much to my eyebrows. I kind of just brush them, to be honest with you. Because, I don't know, I don't do much to them. I just let them be. Just kind of let them be. I'm not one of those people that likes to draw fake eyebrows on, so it is what it is. I promise I don't really look like how the cameras make me look right now. It's just that I have my brightness up really high on my computer, so it makes me look really pasty, but I'm really not that pasty, so in case you want to know. Okay, so we talked about masculine and feminine. What else? What else do we want to talk about? I need some music, guys. Because I'm sitting here talking to myself and it's getting a little quiet and I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Not at all. So, what's going on in everybody's life? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing with these transits? Tell me about yourselves. Like I don't come on here to talk about myself. I come on here to hear about you guys, you know? I hope you guys like the weekly readings this week. I did them all the other day. What's something that I wanted to talk about? Oh, judgment. We were going to talk about judgment. That's what it was. I swear, I promise, I really don't always do my makeup like this. I'm just really not paying attention to what I'm doing. And then I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, wow, this looks like it needs some more of this, some more of that. Judgment, detaching from judgment. Again, you should definitely listen to the book. It's on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, I feel that, Kelly. I feel that. You should really listen to the book, The 4 Elements. It's on YouTube, the audiobook version of it. And it talks about how not to take things personally, how to release yourself of this idea of judgment, and it comes back to, it's this idea of black magic of if I attach to how you think of me or how you perceive me, or if I honestly give 2 fucks about what you think, I'm not living in my truth. The more I live in my truth, the more I speak my truth, the more I allow the only judgment that matters to be the judgment I have of myself, and that be it. The more at peace I'm going to be, because I'm not living for other people, nor are you, right? You're living for yourself, for your own happiness. I hope that makes sense. That was a really short tidbit on it. I want to get to Kelly's comment. I don't want to work. I need a new life in that area. Okay. So what are we doing to step into that new life, right? Are we seeing ourselves in that new life? Are we thinking positively about ourselves and where we're going? Are we understanding that the universe is conspiring on our behalf? Behind the scenes, even if we don't see it here in the tangible world, to bring that new life to us, right? Are we speaking that into existence? Are we tired of our fingernails not being done? Yeah. Because I felt that way. I felt that way recently too. Do you know what's in your second house? Do you know what placement you have in your, what zodiac signs in your second house? By chance? My stomach is growling so much right now. Either my chat's really slow or nobody's talking. Because your second house rules like your work. Your second house rules like your work, your income, all that jazz. Okay. Waiting. I'm about to go on to the next. Let's see. Then we have, let's talk about these transits have made me reevaluate these thoughts on how I have attached my values to others. I have Cancer in my second house. Ooh. That's interesting. Cancer in the second house. Ooh, you know what we're gonna get? Hold up. Where is it? Where's my big old book? Okay. And then reevaluating. You were talking about reevaluating. Okay. Dun 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 dun. That's funny. Oprah Winfrey's birth chart was an example in here. Where is it? Okay. Ooh, my back. What's going on there? Moon and no, we don't. Decadence, Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Leo, Cancer. Okay. And then you were saying, I'm definitely going to listen to the audio. Yeah, that's it. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I literally listened to the whole thing yesterday. It was amazing. Transits have made me reevaluate the thoughts on how I have attached to my value to others. Yes, it's definitely going to do that. It's definitely going to do that right now, because right now we're sitting in like this energy of right? It's working through that distorted feminine energy. Like, how do I care for myself? How do I care for other people? It says moon in second house. It says moon in Virgo. Yeah, you can have your moon in Virgo, and it can be in your second house. It's just that your I'll go over that in a second. I'm jumping ahead. So as we go into balanced feminine energy, we're learning how to like take care of ourselves. We're learning how to focus on our own needs and not so much focus on the needs of others all the time, right? Should I do red or brown? I guess I'm doing brown because I already stuck my brush in some brown eyeshadow. But yeah, I couldn't imagine having Virgo in my second house. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie, I find Virgo placements really difficult. Maybe I'm biased to thinking that, but I'm just gonna tell you, I'm definitely biased to thinking that because I have my Venus in Virgo, and Venus is at its weakest in Virgo, so I personally have a like mental negative connotation with that zodiac sign placement. And it's just because of how it is in my own personal chart. It's not the sign itself, it's just where it is for me. Okay. And I find Venus in Virgo energy is already very like analytical, very grounded, very critical. And those could be great, amazing things, especially in the second house actually for business, because it makes you like really diligent and really wanting things to be like ideal and perfect. But again, like everything has that spectrum, like everything has that, it could flow from excessiveness into like a healthy balance, and it's just knowing like what's healthy and what's not healthy, right? And so for me, having my Venus in Virgo, because it makes me really critical of myself and my partner, and then I project that onto my partner, and then I just have to be mindful of not projecting that onto my partner and my relationships. And people are like, oh my gosh, I'm never good enough for you. And when they say that, I'm like, oh my God, I've always heard that. They're like, you always want the best. And I'm like, I have to be the best. And I just got to be mindful not to be that way, honestly. Okay. So what else? It says Moon in Virgo. It says second house. Right. Venus is in Leo. Oh, I was stellium in Capricorn. No, Scorpio. It was Scorpio, not Capricorn. Do I have it in Capricorn? I know I have it in Scorpio. I have a stellium in Scorpio. I got a lot of Scorpio in my chart. Okay, but hold on. Moon. We're gonna do Lex's first, and then I'll do Kelly's. I have hiccups now. Dun, 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 dun. The 8 houses of astrology. Okay. Second house. Come back. Yeah, I like the moon. Oh wait, whoa, that's way too far back. Okay, Kelly. So the moon in the second house. Let's talk about that really quick. You're able to earn money creatively by using your imagination in through the public, selling to the public, appearing in the public. Your financial affairs fluctuate and tend to be unsettled. You are sometimes thrifty and careful, at other times wasteful and careless. Good points. Tenacious with a keen sense of what is lucrative. Security-minded with an ability to plan for the future. Bad points. Greedy, extravagant. You spend money emotionally and often unwisely. But with Virgo being there, that might actually help you be more grounded and be more like, you probably will overthink. Oh, dang, my camera's about to die. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, backup. Battery. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Okay. Hoi. Yeah, working for yourself instead of others. Okay. Let's talk about that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I went through that this year with my work. I did. I totally went through that this year. I went through that, like, do I really want to keep doing this? Do I really want to do this? Because it got to the point of, like, people were, like, booking readings, like, all the time. And I was, like, getting to this place of not feeling appreciated, honestly, because my passion was turning into work, and it wasn't my passion anymore. It was turning into like people contacting me as if I was a tool for them. And I was losing that connection with that divinity, with that enjoyment of understanding that I'm doing something like otherworldly. I'm doing something that's so unique, and I'm able to connect with something that is absolutely magical. And I stopped manifesting like clientele that supported me and my path and my purpose and my why, right? And I was just attracting like all of these people and clients and energies that I was allowing myself to give power to, right? I allowed myself to give power to these energies that were basically kind of teaching me that lesson of I need to take control of how I want to create my reality, of how I want to see my work, right? And that's what the challenge this year has been for me in regards to like Saturn being in my second house of like money, career, and finance and connections and working with people. And when it comes to like what is your why, that is like one of the biggest things. Like when you start, because let me put it this way, like I used to work in corporate and I thrived in corporate. Like I liked getting dressed up and like all black and like wearing a pea coat and having like a tight belt around my waist and heels and like doing my makeup every day and walking into the city and being like, yeah, I'm here and I'm gonna sell like 2-3 grand today. And I would. And it was just like this, it was such a competitive mindset. And when I started running my own business, I got to this place of like, there's no one sitting next to me to compete with. Like, I can only compete with myself. And I had to break down that idea that it's even a competition. Because I remembered that being in corporate, like, that sense of competition would also stress the living fuck out of me. And I was like, wait, hold up. Like, I did this because I enjoyed it. Because it was something that I woke up every day and I was like, I get to play with tarot cards. Like, I get to connect with something that's higher than myself. Like, I get to do something for the collective. Like, I get to enjoy my work. Like, I get to wake up every day and choose something that's for me. And over time, it turned into work. It turned into something that was stressful. It turned into something that was like, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore because I'm attracting these energies of people who don't see me as a person who's doing something that is sacred, that is precious, that is divine, that is beautiful, that is here to help you and to benefit you. And in turn, I would not enjoy doing the readings, and I would like rush through the readings, and I would just be like blunt and direct, and I would lose my compassion, my ability to hold space. And I was giving my power away to things like that. And so if I could teach anybody anything going through my Saturn return with Saturn in my second house of work, and like through this whole lesson of like, I want to do something for myself, I don't want to do it for other people, it's remember the reason why you started it. Remember your why. Like, really, because it's been a year now and it took me up until probably a few weeks ago to remember that this was the lesson. And I was like, oh shit. Mind blown, right? And I got to this place of like, I need to do this for me. Like, I need to have fun again. I need to dance around my damn house in like my freaking pajamas and sing. And like, that's being in your feminine. Like, that's being in your feminine energy. Because that allowed me to be receptive. Like, I need to speak how I want to speak without giving two craps what other people have to say about what I'm speaking on, right? Because I'm speaking my truth. I'm not speaking for them. I'm speaking for myself, and I will attract people who match my energy. I will attract the things in my life that are most meant for me. And when I start to speak in that state of power and belief in myself, not only is it going to have a domino effect into the collective, it's going to attract healthy energies in my life. It's going to attract healthy connections in my life. It's going to attract love and peace and abundance and alignment, right? Like right now, like this is me and my feminine. It's allowing me to be receptive, but at the same time, I feel like I'm balanced with a masculine energy because I feel like I'm doing something beneficial by simply being me, which is the feminine, being present, just being myself. Oh, Capricorn in the second. Yeah, it's gonna be really similar to Virgo. I know somewhere in this book there's like what it's like to have each sign in the second house. So let me find that. Like, it goes sign by sign in the houses. That's what I was looking for originally. Okay. What is it? Cancer. How to attract a Cancer. Already did that. My honey's a Cancer. So my person's a Cancer sun and I'm a Libra sun, and it says Cancer and Libra. This pair operates on entirely different levels. Cancer wants love to be emotionally transcendent. Libra seeks perfect intellectual communication. Libra has no sympathy for Cancer's mood, and Cancer is made insecure by Libra's detachment and shallow emotions. Cancer is too temperamental and possessive of airy Libra. They have a hard time establishing real sexual rapport, and that exacerbates Cancer. They both love a beautiful home, but Libra also needs parties and people and outside pleasures. When Cancer turns critical, especially about Libra's extravagance, Libra starts looking elsewhere. No, because I'm a Capricorn rising, so I'm super, super loyal. Where is it in here that it has the houses? I know it does. I know it has tables for the years. Virgo, Taurus, the Bull. It has to be in here somewhere. Moon and Uranus. Okay. Meaning and aspects. Sun aspects. Sun. Okay, let's see if I can just go to the frickin' index like a frickin' smart human being would do. Let's just do that. Okay, how to interpret houses of might be in the houses. Houses of astrology. You and the planets. 237. Okay. My hubs is a Cancer sun. Yeah. Okay, no, not Mercury. Mercury and Pisces, Mercury. Okay, so here they have the planets in each sign, but I know they have it in here because I've done it for myself with this damn book. It's gonna drive me. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, second house. No, it just says the planets. It has to do planets and houses. Ooh, House of Secret Sorrows and Self-Undoing. 12th house. That's interesting. Never... Sorry, guys. This is driving me crazy. I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Alright, whatever. I give up. Okay. Let's talk about some placements. Who has what placements? What about a Cappy with a Gemini sun with Cancer rising? Capricorn sun. Wait, no. What about a Cappy with a Gemini? What do you mean? A Capricorn what? A Capricorn sun or a Capricorn rising with a Gemini sun? Because here's the thing, like Capricorn rising. That's funny. I just opened up to it. Okay, so I'm a Capricorn rising, right? So Capricorn rising is typically like how people perceive you, like how you show up in the world, and your sun sign is kind of the core of your being, and then your moon is your emotions, right? So your rising or your ascendant is how you are perceived by family, friends, coworkers, things like that. It's how you present yourself. So most of the time you're going to relate more with your rising sign than you are going to relate with your sun sign if you're watching like tarot readings or talking about astrology and whatnot, because also your ascendant, your rising sign, is what dictates how the rest of your house lays. Okay, and so give me 2 seconds. So for Capricorn rising, you tend to have a serious turn of mind. One would not call you melancholy, but you certainly aren't frivolous. Cautious in your dealings, you are reluctant to commit yourself until you know the score. With strangers, you're often quiet, reserved, perhaps a bit shy, but once you open up, you can be lively, friendly, warm, and expressive. So like I said, so for me personally, like I got a tight little bubble, and you ain't getting in my bubble until I basically put you through my little vetting process. Are you worthy of my circle or not? That's basically what's going on in my mind. And some people, like my person, will be like, that's a high horse. And to me, it's just kind of like, no, like I know what I want in my life and what I don't want in my life. And if I don't want you in my life, you ain't going to be in my life. And it's just kind of like that. Cappy sun, Gemini sun. Okay, yeah. So, okay, so let's do, oh wait, come back. So let's see. Not Cancer. Oh wait, no, Gemini, right? Gemini, Capricorn. Gemini's freewheeling, anything goes attitude means opposition for conventional, steady, conservative Capricorn. Capricorn worries about security, while Gemini frets about losing its liberty. Order and routine keep Capricorn content, but drive Gemini to distraction. Gemini's need for stimulation exists. Gemini's need for stimulating existence does not make Capricorn feels secure, and Capricorn's sober outlook puts a damper on Gemini's high spirits. This isn't an affair with high voltage, but Gemini can help develop Capricorn's sensual potential. This is the only astrology book you'll ever need. That's a fact. That is a fact, Jack. Dun, dun, hold on. I have to. I'm just making sure my honey's not awake, up and about doing stuff yet. Because it's actually our anniversary today, and then we have a funeral tomorrow, so it's just a lot going on this week. And I'm taking a very long time to put myself together. Fun fact, I never use false eyelashes because if I put freaking mascara on, my eyelashes will reach up to my damn eyebrow. They really will. And I just gotta like try so hard not to get this crap on my face. Okay. Gemini rising and Hubs is Leo rising. Yeah, see, I would always do your rising sign. I think rising sign is the best to go by. Hold on, I'm kind of curious. Spanx. Okay. What was it? Oh, damn it. I was just on Gemini too. Why did I do that? Sorry. I'm getting distracted. And my head's going like to other places now. That happens. Oh, decadence. That's a whole nother topic. Okay. I'll send you a picture, Lex. I'll send you a picture when I look it up. I have to get off here though because he's up and we have to go talk about like what we're doing today. Because we have to go to his parents to for the viewing, and the funeral and all that stuff. Preparing. But I love you and I wish you guys the best. And it was fun chit-chatting with you. And I've taken forever to get ready because I got sidetracked a lot. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.